Go ahead, like, subscribe, share. All those things are greatly appreciated, and it really does help out my channel. So go ahead and do that. Let's get right into it. First prop I'm looking at for tonight, Thursday night football, Washington versus Chicago, is Antonio Gibson. He's the backup running back for Washington. We're looking at his rush, reception, yards of 35.5. Currently, that is the prop on both Prize Picks and Underdogs. It looks like Parlayplay is not giving us that prop on their site. And the odds, 35.5 at most places. Pretty much all the books got it at 35.5, with the best line over on Sleeper, -128 for the over. Well, not the best line, the highest line. Under, -130. And the lines are pretty much the same across all the books. Let's look at this one a little closer. Gibson, it's just not getting much time this year. You know, he's the veteran. He's the second round. He's the backup running back, but he's just not getting much work this year. One good game against Denver where he had 53 rush plus reception yards. The other games, nothing, nothing really even close to the number that we see today. Must-win game for Chicago. Let's look at him again. As you can see, game 2, 44 receiving yards. So it's probably a big play in here. Probably his reception. Probably had a pretty long reception in this game. Looks like he had yards per target was, it's 14.7. So that accumulates to his big game he had against Denver. I mean, I'm not seeing anything where we can look at the over on this one. I think we need to look at the under on this one, under 35.5. Just remember, he is the backup running back. One big run or one big reception could blow this out the water. But as of right now, from what I'm seeing, I like Gibson to go under 35.5 rush plus pass yards. Elijah Hicks, free safety, Chicago. We're looking at his tackles and assists. 4.5 is the line on Prize Picks. I think it's 4.5 on Underdog also. Yep, 4.5 on Underdog. Parlayplay is 4. Probably stay away from it on Parlayplay. Let's look at this a little closer. Let's look at the current odds. Pretty heavy favorite to go under on DraftKings. Barstool, -135. Actually, a dog to go over on Barstool. And DraftKings got it at +100 to go over. Let's look at Hicks a little closer. Over here, props like cash, they got a bit of a projection of 3.57. Let's look at Hicks a little closer. As you can see, this season, he's only had more than 4.5 tackles and assists one time, and that was against Tampa Bay, which is a running team. Pretty majority running team. You have to kind of look at how you think this is going to play out. Chicago may be playing from behind in this game. This is a must-win for Chicago, though. Must-win. I expect everybody's effort to be up tonight. But with that being said, he in games where, against Denver, against KC, even the first one against Green Bay, and only one game against Tampa Bay where he's had more than 4.5 tackles and assists. We're going to go with the data here. We're going to, in the long run, if we follow the data, we're going to be profitable. And the data is telling me that we need to take the under on Elijah Hicks, 4.5 tackles and assists. Cody Barton, Washington linebacker, 8.5 tackles and assists. We get the 8.5 over on Prize Picks. Underdog, we're giving us 8.5 also. It looks like Parlayplay is going to give us 8. Let's look at him over here. Odds, pretty heavy favorite to go under 8.5 tackles and assists. Even money at most of the major boards. He is a small dog at Caesars plus 102 to go over. Let's look at him a little closer. Look at his tackles and assists. As you can see in this year, we're just gonna look at this year. 4 games this year, he's went over 8.5 tackles and assists, and 3 out of the 4. 10, 13, 9. So he's playing very good. Let's look at his snaps over here on RotoWire. As you can see, defensive snaps, 58 the first game, 62, 65, 67. This is a short week. Are they going to give him his full workload? We have to look into all that. But that's another prop that over here I kind of like. Let's look at him over here on Parlayplay. Let's look at his 4.5 solo tackles. Let's look at tackles. Let's bring up the odds here for tackles. Player tackles. It's 4.5 at the books. DraftKings, the only one showing the line for him is DraftKings, and Flip 4.5. Not leaning either way really to go over or under from the odds, and looks like Underdog is the only one offering this. Let's go back here. Look at his tackles in the 5 games, 4 games actually. He's went over 4.5 tackles in 2 out of the 4. Tackles, assists, he went over. I'm leaning toward the under on these tackles and assists, just based on potential snap count. I think Chicago will air it out a little bit more. This is a must-win for Chicago. So, kind of leaning toward the under on Cody Barton, tackles and assists, and I like the over on his 4.5 tackles. Because as you can see here, let's go down to, let's go back to RotoWire again. Not many assists in the last game. 8 tackles, 1 assist. Prior to that, 7-6, 7 tackles, 7 assists, which is huge. 13. Here, 4 and 6 against Denver. First game against Arizona, 3 and 2. I'm seeing more of like I'm just thinking how it's going to play out the game. More of like an Arizona probably game to me, with the type of quarterback that Chicago has. Again, the numbers are telling us, the odds are telling us it's going to go under. With a little subjective handicapping here for tackles and assists. He's trending upward over, 8.5. All streaks do come to an end, so I'm gonna go with the under 8.5 for Cody Barton, tackles and assists.